Hello and welcome. I'm Kelly and this is Kelly Loves Books and Movies. Today I'm going to do a tag called, I think it's sort of a tag called the end of the year tag, and I got this from Nicole at Noteworthy Fiction. Um, so I think people did this last year too, because she talked about doing it last year but doing it late. This is basically a tag about what you're going to do for the rest of the year. First question: are there books you started that you need to finish by the end of the year? Well, I think need is kind of a strong word. I'd like to finish a few. I started Crime and Punishment in the spring, and for some reason I put it down and I haven't picked it back up yet because I put it down in the other room so I don't see it, and I keep forgetting that I started it. I should probably finish that. Well, I will finish it eventually, but the other one is the Challenger. I meant that was going to be my big book summer read, and I did do a big book summer read, but I was going to do Challenger, but I only got a few chapters in it, and I, again, put it down and picked something else up that felt more pressing to read, and so I would like to finish that by the end of the year. Also, the not Billy, what am I thinking? The Jimmy Carter biography that I had started last year, I think, sometime last year, that I have also set down somewhere and just never got back to. I probably should finish that soon. Alright, do you have an autumnal book to transition you to this time of year? Well, because normally I would say no, but because I'm doing the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, and one of the prompts there is a book for each season in that season. And I picked up this at the library today. The Dutch House, Ann Patchett. I'm giving Ann Patchett another try. Not that I didn't dislike her other books, but they weren't my favorites. Well, they were until the endings. The endings always spoiled it kind of wrecked it for me. So this is my third try, hopefully. Allegedly, I was looking for something different, autumnal, and so, I just Googled fall books or whatever, and this came up, so I thought I would try it. We'll see. I have plenty of time. If this doesn't work out, I can read another one. In fact, I was just at Barnes & Noble, and I forgot my phone at home, and I was going to get the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and thankfully, I forgot my phone at home, because I don't remember the author, so I couldn't find it in there, and there was no one there at the desk to ask, so I was like, it's probably better that I don't buy it. So, if this doesn't go well, I might go with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe eventually. Are there any new releases that you're still waiting for? I'm very excited for the end of November, the next Michael Connelly book, which is I keep saying I think it's The Waiting, and it's a Renee Ballard book with Maddie Bosch instead of Harry. Also, I'm sure Harry's in it, but Renee is partnering with Maddie in this book, so that will be very exciting. I'm also looking forward to, in November, the next Janet Ivanovich book, because the last one kind of ended on a cliffhanger. What's Stephanie going to choose? So I'm very much looking forward to reading that. But other than that, I don't really know any other new releases off the top of my head. There was something the other day. The Star Tribune on Twitter, on their strip going out, if you ever want to look it up, every Tuesday-ish, the books editor does what's in the book room, and he does the opening of the mail they've gotten that week, and their upcoming releases that they may or may not wind up reviewing for the paper. But there was something the other day that I thought, that sounds interesting, I should write that down, and of course I didn't. I guess I can go back and look it up. Alright. Next question. Name three books you'd like to read by the end of the year. I'd like to read, I'm going to Panama in January, so I want to read a book on the Panama Canal. I have one somewhere. I don't remember what it's called. So I probably will read that. And that I'm going there, so maybe not exactly the end of the year, but by like the first couple weeks of January, I'd like to read that. And I'd like to read Oscar Wars because January gets into the real, the heart, it's the beginning of Oscar season. So I will want to read that before the next Oscar season, I think. So, and a third book I'd like to read by the end of the year. I have so many. How do I choose? Let's say, what do I got besides? How about a third book I want to read by the end of the year? Oh, well, it's not necessarily one, but I've started finally the William Kent Kruger Cork O'Connor mysteries, and I'm about I really just started, and I'm really liking it. So I think by the end of the year, I would like to get through like maybe the first 2 or 3 books in this series, and there's like 19 or 20 books, so I'd like to get going on that. That's my other answer. Is there a book that could shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Maybe, but nothing that I would think off the top of my head that I know that's possible. I mean, there's something I might be able to read, so something I might pick up randomly and be blown away by, maybe. But I don't even know what my favorite book is. They're not new releases, but the favorite books that I have read this year, well, I'll probably leave that for my end of the year wrap up. But there are 2 books that are kind of tied, and if you've watched any of my videos, you might be able to tell what at least one of them might be. And I don't know that anything will surpass that, but you never know. I didn't expect either of those books to be on my list of favorites. Have you already started making plans for next year? Now, normally I'm not a planner, reading-wise, but since I'm doing the hardest reading challenge you could ever do, it takes some planning, because some of the prompts are like the season 1, and there's the prompt that read the new release in the month it was released. So those are absolute, you have to plan, and also you have to kind of plan because there's the other one is read a series of at least 4 books, read the entire series. So I started one, so I'll have to finish those. And when I started it was only 4 books, and then he just released another one, and so now I gotta read 5 books. So I really do have to plan some of that stuff out. One of them is read a 400 plus page book in one day, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna what I'm gonna read for that, but I need to decide soon and just kind of have it on my shelf, because I think that's gonna be one of the winter things that, like, when it's going to be 20 below out, and not get above 0 for a weekend, that's when I'm going to do that. So having it on hand is going to be important pretty soon. Not anytime super soon, because if it's still 80 degrees here. It's September 25th, and it was 80 degrees today, and it's going to be 80 degrees for the next 4 or 5 days. And I'd like it to stay that way. Other plans, there's so many prompts that a lot of things that I would normally just pick up and want to read anyway, they'll fit in there somewhere, but I do have to make some plans, like the series, what I'm going to read each month for when the new releases come out. I need to decide, besides the 400 page book in one day, there's 3 books in 24 hours, one being over 300 pages, so I will have to pick those out too and decide that pretty soon. That's mostly, yeah. What other? I'm trying to think of what other plans. I would like to finish in 2025. I would like to finish the William Kent Kruger books. That would be good. And so, what did I say? 19 books, 20 books. Uh, so I'd like to finish that in 2025. Starting other plans. Again, it's hard to be a planner for me, so the reading challenge is making me plan a lot. Not a lot, a little bit. And now I'm just rambling. I have a lot of nonfiction I'd like to finish or start. Read more of what I own. That's probably something I should do next year, because I have too many books too many books for the small space I live in. Too many books is probably never, but too many to put in my little small space. So I would like to read a bunch of them that I keep thinking I really want to read, and then get rid of them. Give them away, put them in little free libraries, whatever, but I think in 2025 that might be something I should do. So, that's the tag. Oh, another thing for my end of year, October is spooky season, obviously, and I do actually have quite a few books, 3 or 4 books there that I've put aside to read during spooky season. Continuing, I'm only on book 2 of the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series, and those were kind of fun. So I want to finish, maybe do a couple more of those. I have the Southern, what is it called? The Southern Women, another vampire one. I can't remember the name. I'll maybe put it on the screen because I can't think of it right offhand. I'm not, I should probably read A House with Good Bones because y'all keep talking about that, and I would like to read it eventually. So why not in spooky season? I've been thinking a lot about Stephen King lately because I haven't read, I think I read a couple things like in high school, so like the 80s, and maybe I should read a few more of his newer things, or maybe even go back and read something old. So that's also for my end of the year plans. All right, that's it from here today. Let me know what your end of the year plans are. If you want to do this tag, awesome. Consider yourself tagged. Nobody, yeah, okay. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time.